trying to do a game like that, but with you just fucking started, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
you little bitch.
Yeah. Hey, you're really catching on, aren't you?
I'll continue. I what fuck it. Not like Vermintide was loads of fun, but I don't know. I guess it just kind of got repetitive, which I know is like when you play a lot of games like that, it gets repetitive. But something about putting a game like that in 40K, like you have so many more options. I feel like. Because to a certain extent, no matter what you did in Vermintide, it was going to be melee based, kind of. Like even
it was
if
just nothing but a hack.
Even
and
if you had dwarves with guns and shit like that, it was always like you were always going to default back to having like just start smacking rats.
Yeah.
But I just feel like in 40K we're gonna have a greater variety of enemies because like in Vermintide, like realistically, like it was the Vermintide, so like it was kind of tied to rats. We got like beastmen, we got demons, but like those are kind of all you could do. And kind of still stick in the same vein of the game. With 40K, it's just Darktide. There's nothing really tied to that. It could be fucking Chaos, Tau, Eldar, Demons, Nids. Like, fuck it.
I think the biggest enemy is going to be Demons and Cultists.
That's what they're going to start, but I really hope they branch out with, like, DLCs. Because I know that we got Deathwing, which was kind of like... This was kind of like Darktide, but against Tyranids. But something about Deathwing, man, it just... It didn't do it for me.
Yeah,
it's a good game, and I enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, it's an okay game.
It's a good game for how much it costs. It's like $20, $25.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, something about that game, it just didn't do it for me. But I feel like if doing that right, I feel like Nids would also be a really good enemy. But it'd be cool to do it against Necrons, like flayed ones. Like that'd be spooky.
Oh yeah.
No, like they definitely have options.
Or like the Kroot from the Tau. Like they're pretty melee based. That'd be pretty nice, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
In general, welcome to Lorecast Eternals.
Welcome back.
Right now we're Dead Cast Eternals.
Yeah. It's been a rough 48 hours.
So last night we went to dinner right before we were going to start podcast, and then we basically all got food poisoning.
Listen, we were going.
I wouldn't call it food poison. It's more of like
our stomachs just didn't agree. It wasn't full on. So what happened was I was craving ramen, so we're going to go to a ramen shop, and we were going to a ramen shop, and I'm like, man. We're talking about like an Italian restaurant. I'm like, man, Italian sounds pretty good. And then we passed another Italian restaurant. I'm like, man, I'm like kind of vibe with Italian food now. And then we went past a third Italian joint, and I was like, bro, I really want Italian food. Maybe we should go to Italian. But then Phil was like, no, we made plans for ramen. And I was like,
yeah, we're like literally turning into the parking lot.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, no, that makes sense. And then we get the ramen shop. And it was closed. Like, it was going to open like a minute or two, but it was closed. And I was like, I feel like I'm getting a sign to go to an Italian joint. But then me and Phil were like, yeah, but we're already here.
And it was literally they were gonna open in like a minute.
So we were like, fuck it, we'll just stick there. So we get to the restaurant, and like the appetizers were fucking glorious, or at least Phil's appetizers were fucking glorious. And
I had takoyaki,
and why that's bad. I'll let Phil explain why his takoyaki, which are octopus balls, being fantastic, was a bad thing.
Yeah. So every time we go back to this restaurant, it's called Tanaka, and every time we go there, I always get the same thing. I get their classic ramen, and I get takoyaki, and every time I get takoyaki. It's either perfect or the octopus is horrendously overcooked into rubber.
And I don't mean like perfect. I mean like a gift from the gods perfect. Like, they either make the best takoyaki on the fucking planet,
or it's absolute garbage. But every time the takoyaki is perfect, my ramen, something's wrong with it. And then every time the takoyaki's bad, the ramen is delicious. So we get there and we sit down, but it's been like 6 months since I've been to this place, and I'm eating my takoyaki, and I'm like, man, this shit's so good. And then we get our ramen, and I had ordered extra egg with my ramen, and I eat the egg, like the first egg, and I'm like, oh god, what the fuck? It tasted like they had seasoned it with burnt garlic.
Like, this is what happened is Phil said burnt garlic, Mitchell said rancid garlic, and I just said too much garlic.
Which is weird.
There's never such a thing as too much garlic.
That egg had too much fucking garlic on it, because he gave me an egg, and I bit the back half, and I'm like, that tastes like a fucking egg, being a little baby. And then I ate the front half, and I was like, oh god! And like, it was just like a massive garlic clove grew arms and proceeded to mug the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it felt like in my mouth. Like, I was getting my ass beat by just a gigantic garlic clove.
And then we can go into the idea how I ordered.
And my ramen, my actual noodle was undercooked.
Same here.
I also ordered dumplings, and I got my dumplings as an appetizer. I ordered them before my actual rice bowl, and then I got them after, like, 15 seconds before my rice bowl.
Yep.
And they were just the most mad dumplings I've ever had in my life. They were actually stuck together.
Yeah.
It was pretty sad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for what you got. What are they called? Gyoza, I think.
Gyoza.
Yeah,
pork
gyoza.
dumplings.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Pot stickers, whatever.
Pot stickers. Yeah.
Yeah. And then to add for the series of unfortunate events, and then I went to go buy scissors because my cat Hephaestus decided to have knots everywhere. I walk outside and a bird had diarrhea all over my car. I wasn't even parked underneath the tree. It was just, I was like, really? Really? I just drove this car 10 minutes ago and it wasn't there.
It was just a bad day for everyone. Okay, and what happened was Phil was like, man, my stomach is really not agreeing. Because we went over to the shop right next to Tanaka and
Had some fucking delicious boba tea.
Oh, and real quick before we continue, I want to say we're not talking shit about Tanaka. Like, just it was a bad visit. Sometimes it happens. I don't want Tanaka to be like, oh, you motherfuckers.
Well,
like, no, that's not what happened.
The other issue is they're
Sometimes
very
that
inconsistent.
well, that's fair, but like sometimes the shit just happens. I'm not saying it's a bad restaurant. Just sometimes it happens, and then yesterday it like really fucking happened. But continuing on, we went and got some like really good boba tea, and Phil was like, man, my stomach is just not fucking agreeing with me. Like, I'm gonna go past gas. Oh god, that's not gas. So like we go back to Mitchell's apartment to chill, and like Mitchell is letting out like the loudest, most hellacious burps known to man because his stomach is like, get this shit out of my system. Philip blew up the toilet like 2 30-minute intervals. Like at one point I heard a thud upstairs that he'd fallen off the toilet. Like I thought this man was dying, and like my stomach, I'm nauseous. I'm like so nauseous that I'm like in my chair, like, bro, I can't fucking move. Like if I move, there's gonna be fucking issues. So we sit there for like we fucked around for like 3 hours. We're like, we just can't. We feel so shitty, and then we finally drag our dead asses up in a podcast, and we go to the podcast, and Mitchell's like, now I have to go shit myself, and me and Phil are just fucking drained, and it's like 10 o'clock now. We're just like, guys, can we even do this right now? Like. We feel like such fucking shit.
So, yeah, that's the story of why we got delayed after a week.
We are sorry.
From a hell week of work, and then it was one more day.
We are truly sorry, but we learned our lesson. Eat after the podcast.
Eat or drink during.
Or yeah.
Just...
moving on past that, we have a couple small announcements. The first one, the biggest one, realistically, being the giveaway. So... next Saturday,
we have officially reached 10,000 downloads.
We're at 12 now, I think, or like 11.9.
Oh,
yeah. So today is Sunday the 1st. So Saturday the 7th. After that, we will no longer be accepting any submissions on our Discord.
Saturday at 11:59 p.m.
So join our Discord.
If you look at your watch and it says Sunday the 8th. You are in fact too late.
Yeah, and so one of us will probably be up, and once it hits 12, we'll probably like shut the.
Now, granted,
down.
this is Central U.S. time, so like if you're in London, you can get away with like an extra 6 hours past midnight, but like don't push your luck.
Do yourself a favor and put your just get your shit in before Saturday. Just get your shit in before Saturday. Do yourself a favor. But we're gonna shut the channel down and then compile it. We'll probably take a day.
Saying shut the channel down.
Not the channel.
We'll make it so that nobody. Like the
you can't
the
post.
text channel where we take submissions around midnight. We'll go ahead and shut it down from all further submissions.
Yeah,
and then we'll compile it, and then once we've picked a winner, we'll go ahead and delete that channel, and we'll go ahead and announce who got it.
Do we want to? No, I guess we'll probably. Yeah, well, no, I think we'll announce it like that Sunday or that Monday who won. I was thinking maybe we announce who won in the next podcast, but realistically, we have to order the
we have to go through the actual,
and,
our sponsor of.
It'd be a lot faster. So yeah, we'll probably announce like the Sunday or Monday who won and get in contact with them. Say, hey, what start clicking kit do you want? Yada yada yada.
Yep.
And if y'all don't win, don't sweat it. We're probably gonna be doing giveaways semi-regular.
The fact that we actually have our local game store as our sponsor, and they're willing to just go
it's
hey,
fantastic.
Just throw out our name and we'll do it. And we're like, yes.
Fuck yeah. So once again, Bashed Up Game and Hobbies, the true OG.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay. We love you. I love you.
We all love you.
But yeah, beyond that, normal shit is like, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on all that shit. Join the Discord and have loads of fun. All that shit will be in the description of the episode.
Is it time for me to have my infinite stroke as I go over the Daughters of Khaine?
Yep, we're doing Daughters of Khaine today, and just like last episode where I did the majority of the talking because I love space lizards, this episode, Mitchell will be doing most of the talking because he likes snake ladies.
I really do like snake ladies.
And we're gonna have a little fun mini game for this podcast. Phil is gonna be keeping track.
No. Every single time I have a stroke, viewers take a shot.
Yep. Now, if you want to, so Phil's gonna be keeping track of the amount of strokes that Mitchell has. But if you want a fun drinking game, take a shot every stroke. And like, if you cannot get fucked up, I don't know, maybe do a second giveaway for you. But we're not gonna post the amount of strokes that Mitchell has. But like, once you listen to the episode, post in the All Points chat.
And Discord.
In the Discord, how many strokes you think he has, and if you're right, we'll get Mitchell to send you feet pics.
Wait a minute, what?
Wait a minute, hang on, I gotta find something.
You're looking for a ticker?
Yeah, I'm looking for a ticker.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a fun episode.
I
it's
thought
good.
I had a ticker, but apparently I don't have a
Just
ticker.
do the MTG life counter.
It's 1 life. Start at 0, 1 life every stroke.
Though we did have a fun match at the Gathering, and I think it's the first time I actually won an MTG game. And
Yeah, Mitchell was like, "Oh no, I was like, "Well, fuck, we're not doing podcasts. We feel like shit. Why don't we just like play some Magic and relax?" And Mitchell's like, "I guess I'll play. I'm gonna get my ass kicked." So I give him one of my decks, and he fucking wrecks all of us with it. And I'm like, "Yeah, you're totally gonna lose." Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I think I got really lucky.
No. You just played well. Like, I know, like really, you just played the deck how it needed to be. You just basically put out Rafik and beat face, and you ramped, and you had mana, and just did shit. Like,
Dude, it has so much land.
yeah, no, like I said, that deck plays itself. We're
Yeah.
a Magic the Gathering podcast now, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. What?
But
Can
no,
you explain the color wheel?
it's red, black, green, white, blue. There you go, 5 colors.
Thank you. I
Done.
appreciate it.
It's done.
Yeah. Are you done?
No, because like
But yeah,
I
no.
thought MTG Familiar had a ticker on it, but apparently not. What was that? What's that app you were using?
It was just like Magic Life Counter. Here, let me pull it up.
Would you just like?
Yeah, it's just Magic Life Total. Like go
I
on,
got pen and
go on the
paper.
App Store and look up Magic Life Total. There's like a bajillion apps for it.
Good old fashioned pen and paper.
No, I don't
Pen
want to
and,
write.
pen and
Fuck off
paper.
with
What
your
a fucking
bullshit. God damn
heathen.
it.
Anywho, while Philip gets that shit figured out, without further ado, let's go ahead and have Mitchell
So,
start off with
who
the
is
stroking
Khaine?
games.
Who is Khaine, and why did he have nothing but daughters?
Because Marathi doesn't like to use condoms? Question mark? Question mark?
You know, that's a good theory. We can go into that later. But so, Daughters of Khaine. Clearly,
I'm a snake.
I'm a snake. I like murder. Khaine is clearly the god of battle and bloodshed.
Yeah, he's an ancient elven god, right?
He's an ancient elven god that comes from the world that was.
But he's for
here we
like,
go.
is he for? I know he's for high elves and dark elves. Is he also worshipped by wood elves? Back in the world that was, that is.
I don't think he was.
I know he was. I know high elves and dark elves worshipped him to a certain extent.
Ooh. I hope nobody heard my burp right there.
I mean, I didn't, so I think you're good.
Okay, cool.
What? Mitchell not burping so loud that he attempts to shatter every window within a 2-mile radius.
Bro, like
Didn't
last
happen.
night was fucking wild. When Mitchell was vibrating the walls.
Yeah. Yeah. I could probably win A&M burping contests.
Just go eat Tanaka again.
No.
Cries a single tear.
No. So I want to bring in a really major thing, because the way I'm going to go through this order is definitely just straight through the order of the battle tome.
Yeah, well, because it has it put together pretty well.
So one of the major things you need to know about the Daughters of Khaine is that they're straight matriarchy society. Yes, that I can read my handwriting.
Mater.
That is not a stroke. Thank you very much.
Oh, was it not? All right, I'll give you that one.
So the thing about the Daughters of Khaine is that all the females are really dedicated. Are you about to say something? Don't look. Don't give me with those eyes.
Mitchell, Philip hitting Mitchell with those hardcore fuck me eyes.
So
Wow.
all the females are highly dedicated to the art of combat training and
Is it an all female
no. So the males are actually serfs that carry out the lesser deeds and probably just straight up sex slaves because how else are you going to reproduce?
Honey, it's time for your hourly dick flattening.
Honey, it's 4 p.m. time for your dick flattening.
Yes, sweetheart.
But there are very, very few males that actually take part in the actual military.
Okay, so it's not just matriarchy through like the leading, like who leads it. It's very much like males are second class citizens when it comes to the.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yes. It's a caste system, and by God,
If you got a peepee, you're not gonna have a good time.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Now, that is not to say that like later on I'll go and like
Not that kind of good time, you degenerate fuck.
oh, this is how you. Thanks, Lameshi, fiend.
yeah.
Let me take a drink here because of that.
He didn't have a stroke though.
You were gumming that beer a little much there, bud.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Ooh, he did like he was drinking it.
I was drinking it. Oh god. Yeah, go ahead and hit a stroke counter, okay?
How,
All right, back on to Snake Ladies. By the way, if I don't do very much talking this episode, it's because we went to a concert Friday night and my voice is still recovering.
Yeah, but no, when it comes to like the males, they are straight up just unfunny grots to the orcs. They're just given the most menial task of anything.
right.
Now, of course, some of them are used.
Wait. They're just...
Unfunny
they
grot.
are like
They are
unfunny
like
grots
unfunny
to the
grots.
orcs. Okay, I thought what you said was literally, yeah, the men in this group are actually just grots, and I was like, wait, what?
It's like fucking Donghua.
Excuse me, that's grot paradise. Thank you very
looking
much.
at males in the Daughters of Khaine, you don't even have comedic value, pleb.
Now, it's not to say that there's some warlike aspect that the males can bring. I think the Doomfire warlocks are actually males.
Well, considering they're called warlocks, and traditionally that's
Yeah.
a title for a male sorcerer of some variety.
Yeah. But they're more potent not psychic, that's 40k.
Magically?
Wizards.
Magically potent, yes. So
And also,
So the males do
Psyker in
the
40K,
males
thank
do
you very
magic
much.
better, but basically
no.
no.
Just a couple of males that become Doomfire warlocks, they're seen as
Very
they-
magically potent.
Okay.
very magically potent. And Marathi sits there and notices that, even though that is supposed to be a matriarchal society. There's like, why not use them? They will be useful.
Well, I mean, it isn't Marathi. She does value potency.
I
I apologize for nothing.
No.
Marathi fucked a greater
Now,
demon.
of all the Daughters of Khaine, the most feared or most revered are the
Little column A,
Skaithborn.
little column B.
Yeah, Skaithborn. So Skaithborn will going in.
Is it Skateborn or
Skaith?
I think it's
Skaith.
scathe, like scathe.
Oh.
No, not like scathing. No,
Scathing,
like
yeah.
scathing. So
Yeah.
scathe.
Ooh, I got a burp. Okay, never mind. I don't got a burp.
Our eardrums are saved.
I will just have that one stuck in my lungs for a while.
Well, technically, it's stuck in your stomach, but
Oh no, it's in the lungs, my boot.
that's not a burp. Then that's like, I don't know what that is, but you got issues.
I don't know what's going
That's
on.
a hospital trip.
Doctor, I have air in my lungs.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of dying right fucking now.
Yeah, and so before the actual ascendance of goddesshood of Marathi, the Skaithborn were actually not seen very often.
Because did Marathi start pulling elves out of Slanesh before she became a god or a goddess?
Yes.
Oh, she did. Okay, gotcha.
Yes. No, I'm literally going in the order of what the battle tome says. We will cover everything.
Okay, cool, gotcha.
Oh yeah, because like the old world blows the fuck up, and then Slanesh is sitting there fat and happy,
Yes.
and then the elves break out All
No,
four
no,
of
no, no,
them.
no.
No,
Teclis, Tyrion, and Malarian did not get eaten.
that's right.
I'm
It
pretty
was
sure
only
Marathi got
Marathi is
eaten,
the only one.
but she got out.
So who is this magical figure of Marathi? And why is she important to the entireties of Daughters of Khaine? And why should it not be called just Daughters of Marathi?
I swear to God, like reading it about Marathi, I feel could just be like a really poorly written porn novel.
It really could be. So Marathi was from the world that was, and she is claimed. Oh, what the hell did I write here?
If I remember correctly,
So
from the world,
do I get to put down a stroke counter for poor handwriting?
No,
I'm gonna say yes.
no.
I agree with that.
Wow.
Everybody take a shot. No, if I remember correctly from the old world, Marathi is one of the oldest. Oh no, she was the wife of Anarion. I don't know if the wife of Anarion, but she was one of the elves that
I thought she was
Anarion.
concubine.
Fuck yeah, she might have been concubine, but she gave birth to Anarion's son, which was #Malekith.
Yes, we can't do #Malekith anymore. But yes, Malekith, who turned into
I
Malarian.
want it back.
I understand, but you know they gave a good enough reason.
But she is one of the oldest lived elves ever. Just
period.
Period. Yeah, and she was the one who got she birthed Malekith, and I don't know if she was the wife or a concubine to Anarion. And people who don't know, back in the world that was, Anarion was like Big Daddy OG elf who like basically ascended to godhood after his death. Like after. He is seen like
So
he is seen
did
as
he
like
actually
a god.
become did he actually become a god, or was he just more revered as one?
He is seen as a godlike figure, but he's not like actually a god.
Oh, okay.
But he's the one who like
I feel like in this sitting that distinction is important because we do have people like
Yes.
Sigmar, who was a man and then legitimately did become a god.
Here's the best comparison I can find. You know how in Skyrim, how like the Imperials are the Imperials are like what's his name? His Nordic name before he was Tiber Septim.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, but I can't think of his
how
name.
like the Imperials were like, no, he's not a god. He was just, or the elves were like, no, he's not a god. He was just an extremely important human figure. Where the Nords are like, he was a man who became a god, and like, fuck you for saying no.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
his name? Because he's Tiber Septim to the Imperials, and then to the Nords he's
Is he a Dragonborn?
Yeah, I believe he was. Actually.
yeah, I
yes,
think
he
he
was,
was,
because
yeah.
he was the one who established the dragonborn emperors of the empire in a.
So fun fact, I was just making a joke. I never played Skyrim.
Well, your joke was accurate.
Hey.
Yeah.
So I figured out the word I was trying to write.
Talos. His name was Talos.
Talos, yes, Talos.
Talos.
I figured out the word I was trying. Claimed is the thing I was trying to write. Claimed to be the High Oracle of. That's actually what it was like. High Oracle. That is not
The High Oracle of the Daughters of Khaine.
Khaine in general, because
Yeah.
even in the old world that was, how she stayed so young and kept her like youthful vigor because she was very pretty back in
I
the
thought
day.
she got that because she.
Bathing in the blood of virgins.
I thought she stayed young because she caught Nakari dick pretty consistently.
Well, no, she did a lot of blood rituals. And
Hey, I was right.
sacrifices.
Blood of the virgins.
Yeah. To Khaine in general, and Khaine gave her the ability to stay young.
And this was before Khaine got exploded, right?
Before Khaine got exploded, yes.
We'll explain that in a little bit.
And during the Age of Myth, she brought elves were very difficult to find in general, and they were not very populous.
Well, that's because the majority of them were dead, and their souls were trapped inside Slanesh. So even when
Not even that, they were just not very populous.
To begin with.
Just to begin with, because not all
they were basically on Ulthwain and like that one like northern continent next to Ulthwain, and that was, and then there were some wood elves, and that was basically it. Like they didn't spread out at all, basically.
Yeah, the declining race. Now, every single time a elf
Where
would
have we heard that before? Eldar.
Oh, I was going to talk about the dwarves from Lord of the
any
Rings.
other elf.
Well, yeah, no, I would just make another how like 40K comparison because the Azurian.
Seriously, do we need to keep a stroke counter for you?
No, I'm doing fine, you bitch. The Drukari and the I forget what the Eldar are called in 40K. The Azurian, I think, right? Or
The Eldar.
well, no, what's their like actual full name? Not like.
Oh, well, their
dark-
codex says Eldar, so like that's what I call
the Dark Eldar are like the Druki or the Drukari.
Drukari, Eldari.
Eldari.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, these are elves.
Elves.
Elves. By the way, this very front part is going to be like a quick rundown of everything.
Real quick, I'm gonna be hardcore heathen hours. It's not elves, it's elves.
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 So she brought all the blood sisters together pretty much and created like the cult of Daughters of Khaine, or like the cult of Khaine, really.
And real quick, the reason why we're not going over the origins of Marathi is because we already have in the gods episode.
That's later in the book. Also, yes, origins of
Yeah.
I'm saying
we'll go over it a little bit
if we
again,
don't
but-
go over it in super detail, it's because we talked about it in the gods episode. I think it was like episode 4. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't
Something
know.
like that.
And this is our 21st upload.
Hey guys, our podcast is
old enough to drink.
Hey!
I'm glad we were of the same mind on that.
So Marathi just recently turned into a goddess by eating the souls from the belly of Slanesh. So that's actually
Did
really.
she eat other
So she was eating elf souls.
It's going to get interesting later
Oh
on.
shit!
There's
Your house is built on nothing but lies and
Your cake.
Shit, what's the
your
quote?
cake is baked with lies.
Yeah, there we go. Your cake is baked with lies.
Well, no, so what I'm hearing is that Marathi invented autoerotic cannibalism, eating elf souls out of Slanesh. I feel like
I swear to God, I will fucking eat your intestines.
You don't get to be mad about that, Phil. You
And
fucking hedonite
while-
degenerate.
Yeah.
While eating all of these elven souls, elf, she split into two, and she has two different forms. One is for her wise and regal, which is the voice of Khaine,
And one is just giant snake lady, right?
which is Raid and Bitterness, which is the Shadow Queen.
So she split like just because she got so much power from eating the souls.
Yeah,
from
we'll go
Slanesh?
over this later.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, because it's actually a pretty interesting story.
Gotcha.
Master of what the hell did I really got to work on my handwriting.
Stroke.
Oh, okay. I gotta see this shit. Let me see how bad. Because I have fucking chicken scratch. So like,
No, the issue is he writes in cursive.
I write in a very cursive hybrid.
it's basically kind of like, to a certain extent, cursive shorthand almost.
Yes,
Have you tried not doing that?
it's how I was taught how to write.
Have you tried not doing that?
Because I was actually taught how to write in cursive.
I mean, so was I, and I can write in cursive.
all
I
of us
just
were-
print.
Yeah, all of us were taught to write in cursive. I just don't do it because
Okay,
I have trouble reading it.
I got into an argument with my parents like the last time I went up to visit them about what year we were taught to write in cursive. I was taught in like kindergarten or first grade.
I was taught in 5th grade.
I was
Really?
Clear Fork Elementary, Lockhart. I was taught in 5th grade, or maybe 4th. But yeah, I was a grade schooler when I learned, a later grade schooler.
So
No, I think it was
I'm
like a
dyslexic. I had dyslexic classes from 2nd grade to 7th grade, and I took cursive classes all the way until then.
Well, the issue with issue with how I was taught is like, so I learned cursive and I like retain almost barely any knowledge level. I can do it super shittily, but I think it was like a 2 or 3 year class. Like you learned it for 2 or 3 years before you were done, and then they just like stopped teaching you. And they're like, yeah, you'll remember it, and then like we never fucking did it again.
Everybody just doesn't imprint. No,
Yeah.
no. The fact that I've been trying to learn Russian. Russian cursive is actually very
Oh
integral.
God, Russian cursive looks like fucking chicken
Yeah.
scratch.
Yeah,
It's literally just lines. It's like you basically just go up and down on a line. and it's just like,
I have one more like line on this tangent before we get back. You know how whenever doctors write prescriptions for pharmacists, it's basically
Yeah.
just like, and that's it. Like it's just like a loop in a fucking line, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then the pharmacist is like, oh yeah, this is pantoprazole, and you're like, dude, it's a circle and a line. How the fuck? There is literally a shorthand. I think it's called like Alex Gregg shorthand, where it's like, oh yeah, so like the loop-de-loop in the line, the first part of the loop is like a P, and the second part is an O, and the third part of the loop, because it's exactly a 45-degree angle, is actually a Z, and like it breaks down how a singular fucking circle and a line is a whole ass name, and it's just like, I'm gonna go back in time and find this man and like fucking kill him. But
No.
they do
Okay.
that because it is an actual written language. It is a
Okay.
shorthand written language.
No. You want to hear like the creepiest thing ever? So like the fastest recorded typist was like over 200 words per minute, for like a keyboard, and
Stenographers?
stenographers are capable of writing like 500 words per minute.
Because he just
No,
that's it, right?
No, it's a stenograph machine. A stenograph machine, literally the entire thing is one massive form of shorthand, and it has like 16 keys.
yes. They type
It has
out. They
16
type out
keys,
sounds.
and,
Oh,
and each key is not.
That's it.
Yeah, each key is not a letter. Each key represents a sound in the English language.
Oh, so they just go, blah, 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 and it's like cool, a whole ass paragraph.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they get down like a whole paragraph in like a dozen keystrokes. The issue is that you have to learn how to type it correctly because none of the keys are labeled. You have to do it all based off memory, and in order to get the complex sounds in the English language, you have to basically strike 3 keys at the same time.
That sounds fucking miserable.
Yeah, but it allows you to type at like 500 to 600
There's a reason
words per
why
minute.
it's used in courts, so they can bring back exactly what was said.
Oh, that's the people. I forget what they're called. The people who write down exactly what was said.
Stenographers.
Oh, that's what they're called. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, stenographers
they
are
use
almost
that, so they- if
exclusively
they- if-
used
Did you also
in court
watch the
proceedings.
Did you also watch that Hefis Put down a stroke counter.
Yeah, boy. All right, hold on. Oh, by the way, everybody take a shot. Okay, hold on. Let's just get back on track.
Okay.
Yeah, the short point is like whenever you see those random people sitting on what looks like a micro typewriter in a courtroom, that's a stenographer, and they're writing it like 500 words per minute.
They're sitting there busting out a whole ass essay in like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, like
So,
3,000 word essay in like 2 seconds.
back to Marathi.
Is she a stenographer?
No.
For penises, maybe.
Playing that flesh flute.
Playing the skin flute.
So she claims to be the High Oracle of Khaine. Well, although Khaine is only a heart at the moment, his iron heart, because that's the only thing that's actually been found of Khaine.
Okay, hold up. What actually happened to Khaine? Because I straight up do not
So-
remember.
He just died in the world it was, right?
In this book, it is stated that Khaine just went to go fight the Chaos Gods and got shattered.
Oh, so he got the Tzeentch treatment.
Yeah.
Khaine was
Nice.
ready. Khaine was
or
ready to.
a good Satan treatment.
He was
Nice.
ready to fight gods or become them, basically.
Well, he was a god in the original one.
No,
Okay,
he was
no.
just ready to fight.
No
them.
no one's a god when chaos gods exist. Let's just be real.
Yeah. Unless you're, 813 brown. So, since she claims to be
Such
the
a
High
stupid
Oracle of
fucking thing.
Khaine.
Okay, no,
But
just
Khaine-
real quick. I'm sorry, but real quick, I have our after credit rant of like Malal and the bullshit that happened with Games Workshop. But moving on.
Oh God.
Yes.
God, that is such a bullshit. Oh fucking shit. I know the
you're gonna
story,
learn
and
some
no,
stupid
I
shit.
know the story, and
So
it,
do
like,
I.
It like boils my blood when I think about
Yeah.
it.
Okay, but moving on.
So technically, Khaine be dead. Is Khaine really dead though? Not really. We'll cover that later in the book because this is the only first 2 pages of this battle tome, by the way.
Does Marathi have his heart because she found it, or because she had it with her when she came to the Eight Mortal Realms?
I think she found it.
Oh, so basically, what's happening is GW is keeping open the possibility of reassembling Khaine, basically.
Well, yes, because Eldar gods or Elven gods in general, they live a very cyclic lifestyle.
Cyclical.
That's not
Take
a
a
stroke.
shot.
That's just not me able to cyclical.
Cyclical.
When you say cyclical, are you talking like
And
cycles
cycles.
and
Cycles.
cycles?
Okay.
Like Mayan calendars and
So
whatnot.
as long
Gotcha.
as like one piece
Or
of them
Aztec.
lives or like is like present,
They can come back.
they will come back.
All right.
yes. And that is going to be a really interesting thing in the future because
Khaine coming back. Ah, yes, the god Khaine. We are the daughters of Khaine. We live to serve you, Khaine. I'm gonna kill all of you now. Why? Shits and giggles. Is that appropriate answer?
no. So the big thing is happening is right now that Marathi is changing the religion of Khaine, where she's slowly replacing all of the figures of Khaine with herself because she is now Marathi Khaine.
Yeah, she's basically trying to use.
Wow, that's pretty fucking
She's trying to usurp his
egotistical.
religion and like use the power of their prayer to her to like ascend herself even further or
Yeah.
something like that. And then
And-
like I guess eat Khaine maybe.
And so also Marathi is going all KGB on people because if they do not agree with the fact that she is like
Is it
the
ti-
new avatar of
is it
Khaine
time to
or
get
like
black-bagged?
the new voice or the she is Khaine reborn.
yeah.
So it's if they don't agree with you, it's time to get black bagged, basically.
Sure got suicided very well.
Yeah. This elf was shot twice in the head. Suicide.
Yep.
With his hands tied behind his back.
And she's no longer going for the idea of like going conquest and manipulation as she always did in the old world.
He tripped down the stairs 5 times. Suicide.
Up
he
the stairs.
tripped up the stairs 5
He
times.
stabbed himself 57 times in the chest. Suicide.
His organs were literally mincemeat. Suicide. Look, all I'm saying is PCP is a hell of a drug.
And the fact, going back, she's no longer in the shadows as she was in the old world, trying to pull the strings of kings and whatnot. She's now just going, I want this to happen. You go
I
do
mean,
it.
she's a god now, so like, kind of makes sense.
goddess. Yes.
I just find it kind of funny that, like, even with her being how she is now, she's still kind of like, hey, everyone don't piss off Sigmar. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah. Fun fact about that. You will learn that later.
Oh, God.
Also, fun fact that practice blood magic. That's a really integral thing when it comes to the Daughters of Khaine.
Wow, that's people who revel in, like, blood sacrifice and murder do blood rituals. Who would have thunk it?
Oh. So, now we actually go on to a nice story.
Oh, and real quick, or before Mitchell starts, if you didn't know, Khaine is the elven god of murder and combat,
Battle and bloodshed.
battle and bloodshed. For y'all who didn't know,
In all honesty, just murder.
essentially,
Just murder.
Khaine he cares not with the blood flow. Oh wait, sorry, wrong god.
Actually, I want to take this moment to talk about a question that was brought up and our questions.
Do we want to wait until Phil gets back because he dipped? Oh, okay.
Oh, he's just using the restroom.
I was like, well, Phil's gone.
We were asked, why is the blood that's shed for Khaine does not power, or like, does it power Khorne? And I will... I
actually know the answer to this as well from what I've read.
Yeah, before you say something, I want to bring this up as a 40k argument as well, but it goes for the Chaos Gods in general. If they are directly sacrificing a thing for a certain god, the power, like that action, does not go to another Chaos God. I understand what you mean, but yes.
Okay, I don't know if this is true for the other gods, but as far as Khorne goes, because of how Khorne cultivates his power, from what I've read, is that it literally doesn't matter what you do. If you cause bloodshed, it empowers him. Now, you can be sacrificing, let's just keep on Khaine. You could be doing a blood sacrifice to Khaine, and that will still empower him, and it won't empower him any less, but it also gives power to Khorne because of the very aspect.
If it does give power to Khorne, it is such a smaller amount because majority, like that sacrifice is going straight towards Khaine.
I think how it is like it's a different source. So like when you're doing a blood sacrifice to Khaine, it's like the way you're doing the blood sacrifice in that ritual, that's what's empowering Khaine.
Yeah.
With Khorne, it's not a sacrifice that gives him. It's just because blood was spilled. So it's like whereas like the blood sacrifice is empowering the ritual to give it to Khaine, for Khorne it's like, oh, it's happening, then it helps me, and that's it. Like it's a different type of empowerment, because there's been multiple stories I've read where it's and this is 40k, so I can't talk about AOS because I haven't read a whole lot on Khaine for AOS. But in 40k, it's been said multiple times where it's like, oh yeah, this like race of Xenos or like Chaos Worshippers or Eldar, whoever the fuck, were doing this ritual or doing something, and they didn't even know like Khorne existed, for instance, and they're doing this thing to empower a god or one of their gods or something like that, and they will be empowering Khorne without even knowing he exists. And they'll still empower their god, but just the fact that they're doing it still empowers Khorne, just because blood is being spilt.
You got the beautiful koozie.
Ooh.
I go Ashen Aviation because that was my favorite route.
Phil's getting that quilt pattern koozie.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, I had to get a beer break.
But the way that I see it is like it doesn't take power from either, because it's a different type of empowerment.
Yeah. Now I would state,
beer.
if it is directly, if you're doing a ritual, majority of that power will go to that god, but there might be a residual that goes to the other god, for like the Chaos God. That's what I will state. But
yeah, and on that mean you just don't agree, but that's fine.
Because they are. You know how Harlequins, it's such like a beautiful dance of how they kill everything in the battle. With Daughters of Khaine,
I mean, they're Xenos and I hate them, so you know, beautiful is more of an opinion.
with the Daughters of Khaine, they see battle as a ritual to Khaine itself.
Right. No, yeah, because they're very stylized in their fighting as well, right? They have like their own like dance. It's like a dance to them as well.
It's not a dance. It's a ritual. Like, they truly believe that in the fighting and in killing of people, they are closer to Khaine than any other moment. Even though he's technically not quote dead.
Realistically, if they're empowering anyone, it's probably Marathi.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, they can't empower a god that's dead.
Well,
Not technically dead yet.
quote dead.
Yeah, but we just talked about how Marathi is basically like putting herself in Kane's place to then get the power that would normally go to Kane.
No.
No?
No. Yeah.
You literally just said that, though.
Yeah, like you...
she is replacing the religion, as in more of she wants to control the race itself to do her bidding. She's not taking the power.
Oh, so they're still sacrificing.
They're still sacrificing
It's
to
like
Cain.
the difference between a Protestant and a Catholic, whereas a Catholic believes you have to go through, a priest in order to like have your communion with God and whatnot. The Protestants are more like, yeah, get your own Bible and do your own thing.
Yeah, you can through God through like your normal actions.
So like basically right now, Daughters of Khaine, more like
By the way, I
Protestants.
just want to state
like,
we're not experts on religion, so if we just completely butchered that,
Please don't add us.
Yeah. No, so basically like right now the Daughters of Khaine are more like Protestants, in which case they're like, yeah, we can do our own rituals and things like that to sacrifice to corn, whereas Marathi's like, no. You got to go through me to get to corn.
I mean Cain.
Fucking one blood god is not a blood god. It's fucking enough.
What's the fucking difference?
But like that's kind of the idea, right? Is that Marathi is trying to paint herself as like, no, I am the only way to get to Cain is through me.
She says that she's now Cain.
Okay, so yeah, she's basically appointed herself the Pope.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So going through after the world that was exploded, she woke up after just being vomited by Slanesh up into falling into the world of Ulgu. Ulgu.
Ulgu, yeah. Remember, just think of drinking water and then just make that sound with your mouth.
But she was no longer her beautiful elven form. She was now a hideous snake monster because...
That's pretty hot.
Oh yeah, it's pretty hot.
Her outside's not look like her inside.
It's honestly
horrible and
pretty
disfigured.
She gathered enough of the magic of Ulgu.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you pronounce that. And she was able to conjure up shadow magic, and to the point where she can reform her, illusionize herself as her elven form again.
So her two forms, like her elf form, is like a conjuration.
Don't actually exist because one's an illusion.
So no, is
this before that?
This is before she got split.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But the way her the shadow or like the voice of Cain is how she portrayed herself to look, and her shadow queen is
like
how
a prophet,
she actually
right?
looked.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. So she has at the end of this, she has like her giant snake monster form. She has her like voice of Cain prophetess high oracle form, and then she has her like OG fantasy form of like hot elf lady. That's an illusion, right?
That was an illusion before she became
the voice of Cain.
the voice of Cain.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Now I'm on track with you.
Yes. This is all before she became a god. Now, who's the hell sent me messages? Oh, wait a minute. I don't remember. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Discord. She then found, after like wandering Ulgu for a while with her shadow orgy, which I'm just going to pronounce that as a shadow orgy.
I feel like that name is apt.
She found her son Malarian. And they didn't say they fought when they first got.
To say hashtag Malakath is great.
Yes. There's this more of like, wow, I hate you, and I hate you too type of thing.
I don't think Marathi hated Malarion, but I think Malarion was like Marathi was like my son, but I was like I kind of don't care. Where Malarion was like, oh my mom, fuck you.
There was no trust amongst each other because they both plotted against each other, but they knew they were mother and son.
All right.
That was like the big thing. And it's like, yeah, you're my son, but guess what?
Sigmund Freud would like to know your location.
Let's not fucking go there.
And then after they found each other, they sat there, and Sigmar found both of them and made them join the Pantheon, or it was more of a, hey, this can kind of be helpful.
Yeah, he basically made them help join, or They were some of the original members of the Pantheon of Order because Sigmar showed up was basically like, hey, we're going to go do things together, right?
Yeah, it's just trying to rebuild everything, and they taught a lot of people just a lot of magic in general.
Really quick, I just remembered something like really fucked up about the males in the Daughters of Khaine. So we were talking about how like the more magically potent males will like be used in like as Doomfire warlocks and things like that.
Yeah.
Something else they do is because like it's still it's a hardcore matriarchy. It's pretty anti male. Even the ones that are like powerful, they're more tolerated, right? So they put these runes on them, and Marathi's like, yeah, they're like defensive runes against Slaanesh. They are 100% control runes.
Really?
Oh, rip.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're like, yeah, it's gonna protect you from Slaanesh, and Marathi's like, nah, I'm gonna like make this man like eat his own ass if I want to, basically.
Wow.
Then, yeah, no, basically, it's it's fucking miserable.
Wow, that sucks.
But if I remember correctly, there were some males that were actually that are technically Scaithborn. I think they were made from the weaker souls of Slaanesh, and they were formed into males. And then because they were formed into males, like males now exist. So like occasionally,
males have always existed. They just it's due to the society. Are you reading?
I'm just doing some shit.
Okay.
But the males have always been there. But I think some
Like
are
male Scaithborn.
Yes, there are some male Scaithborn, but they were just specifically weaker souls. But Wrathy was like, we need slaves, basically. So
Yeah.
We need slaves and the ability to procreate.
Do Daughters of Khaine procreate normally? Like,
I mean, I would imagine.
Okay, I just didn't know.
Because like, as far as I'm aware, the only race that doesn't like literally
Seraphon.
yeah.
But my question, I know because Marathi is the way like because she's so connected to Slaanesh when it comes to like getting the souls out of him. I just didn't know if like the Daughters of Khaine like needed to procreate when they can
they
just
do.
They do, okay.
Because it's this your typical idea of a Daughters of Khaine that's not a snake or winged lady. They are just your normal elves. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, psychopath elves, but yeah.
Yes, they reproduce normally as an elf would.
Yeah, and the elves do in fact have like kids and whatnot. They just don't have kids very often.
Are we really already at 46 minutes? Wow.
The land of make.
Wow, I'm only on page 8 out of 30.
All right, let's get going.
So just continue things, join the Pantheon. Now, the really big reason why she left the Order of Pantheon is because her reputation had such an old hold from the world that she was just like, there's no reason for me to be here.
Oh, because like nobody trusted her.
No,
right?
no one fucking trusts me.
Nobody trusted her. She tried to seduce Nagash. Malarian was like, yeah, sure, you're going to leave, but you're not getting anything. And she was like, can you at least give me something? So Malarian's like, yeah, had the harshest part in Ulgu, which is where the now Hagnar is located. Because Malarian...
Oh, and her territory was gifted to her from Malarion?
Yes, because it was supposed to be like, she was like, let's split in a half because, you know, we both rule half. And Malarian's like, screw you, I'm more...
Malarian was like, bitch, this is my house, you can fuck right off.
Malarian's was an actual god from the start.
From the start, yeah.
For the Age of Sigmar, but his mom is like, no, I'm not a god. I'm not a goddess yet.
I'm a very powerful sorceress, but I'm not a god.
Yeah.
Yep. Son, I gave birth to you. Give me things.
Malarian proceeding to not give a fuck.
Malarian actually really underestimated his mom in this at this point in time because he did not expect her to actually manipulate the shadows that were in the spot because this is the darkest part of Ulgu.
Oh.
And she went to the top and there was a temple there apparently for Khaine. It was like, yeah, let's get started.
It is
time to go to work.
It is time to do the glorious works.
That's where Hagnar, the actual official capital of the Daughters of Khaine, like the major city-state of the Daughters of Khaine, actually is located. And it is there that they slowly, like, truly build up their power. Now we go over the how Slaanesh got beaten up by toddlers story.
How Slaanesh got mugged by children.
So I just want you to imagine Slaanesh, again, we had this analogy before, ate 13 pounds of brisket.
Ate a whole ass 13-pound brisket by himself in one sitting. And that sitting lasted like 20 minutes.
And you sit there and you like, imagine if you ate 13 pounds of brisket. First of all, be surprised you're not dead.
If you're alive, congratulations, you might be a demigod.
Second, could you
Texas would like to know your location.
could you defend off of like 4 toddlers trying to kill you?
Bro, I can't hardly move after eating like a sandwich. Like,
So
Me consumes a singular fry. Me, oh man, I might have to go take a nap now.
now proceeds to die.
Yep.
So it was for the shorthand version, or like the shortest hand version with the most amount of information I can give. Balerion, Teclis, and Tyrion both understood where Slaanesh was, but they could not do it by themselves, and they knew that Marathi had some knowledge, and that.
And realistically, Marathi also probably had a bone to pick with Slaanesh because Marathi was in him for a while.
Yeah, they did not know that Marathi was in Slaanesh for a while, but when they like poked and prod her, she was like, "Yeah, I was kind of stuck in his stomach for a while." They're like, "Oh, we need your help." Blah 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 blah. So they went through the entire process of chaining through light and illusion magic. They brought out Slaanesh from what you can imagine a cave / hiding space and just bound her / him in chains.
Real quick, I can imagine Tyrion, Teclis, and Malerion going to Marathi like, "Hey, we need your help to like fuck with Slaanesh." And Marathi's like, "What are you gonna give me? Because fuck you guys." And they're both like, "The reward is fucking over Slaanesh." Marathi, yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
The reward is the work itself.
But during
No. The job is giving us information. The reward is you get to fuck over the guy who fucked you over.
But at this period of time, when Slaanesh was trapped,
Just drag him out of his cave, like, get the fuck out here.
So when Slaanesh was trapped, they were able to guide the elven souls out of Slaanesh via a
lantern, I think.
Lantern.
Yeah, that was Teclis. Teclis had that lantern and whatnot, and that's how he made the Edeneth Deepkin.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first attempt at purification of the corrupted souls.
And that went kind of wrong.
Yeah.
And then
horribly wrong.
And then but
I mean, because of that, we get artillery sea turtles. So
but Marathi also got a set of souls, and she got a lot of souls, and
like,
they were
as a reward, or she like snuck them out
as a reward.
Okay,
like it's like, hey, yeah, you helped. Here's your fair cut of souls, and she put them in what is called the Mother Cauldron, which is also named Mathcore.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a stroke counter for this, and I've seen that word written. Yeah, I don't know what fucking language that's in.
It's this word right there in that area. Mathcore, math. How do you accent an A?
Isn't an accented A kind of more of an E sound?
Mathcore?
Mathcore?
Dude,
Methcure. There we go.
Last time I took English was in fucking Shibley's class. Like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, fuck that word. Let's go with Mothcore,
the Mother Cauldron is the Mother Cauldron.
The Mother Cauldron.
Yeah, the last time I took a meaningful English class was Shibley. So, like, yeah, no.
I'm 100% about to put that word into Google Translate and see what I can get.
But it's through.
Please tell me it's like Russian.
It is. No, it's not, because it's not Cyrillic.
You can write Cyrillic in English letters. Just as you can write Japanese in English letters. It just doesn't translate well.
Yeah. Actually, it translates better than you think it does.
I mean, like, the issue is if you translate from Japanese to English lettering and then into... sorry, it's not that it doesn't translate well, it's that the pronunciation is easy to get messed up.
So it's through this Mother Cauldron is where all the Scaithborn are born.
I'm sorry to cut you off again. The accent of the A was like this, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's M-A-T-H.
Yes.
C-O-R-I-R.
C-O-R-I-R.
I thought it was C-I-O-R.
O-I-R. O-I-R.
C-I-O-R.
Sorry, we are now on a mission.
Sorry. O-I-R. All right.
Sorry for this really awkward silence.
Yeah, y'all continue. I just want to see if Google can get this word. I'm really interested now.
Oh, okay.
Turns out it's like Portuguese.
So that is how Slaanesh was trapped, and a lot of souls were gotten, and the Skaithborn became a thing because the Skaithborn came from the Moldering Cauldron because Marathi sat there and put her blood into it, and it was like, boom, children.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Blood
got it.
magic.
I don't know if this is accurate, but this is what I got.
Want to put it to the mic so people can hear?
Hold on. If the fucking app will stop being a problem child.
Mathkoi.
Mathkoi.
Mathkoi, apparently. I put the accent and everything.
Mathkoi? Mathkoi?
I feel like that A isn't just math. I don't think it's math, but
Yeah, we're not English
Fuck if
majors.
we
Fuck
know.
this. Moving on.
sorry,
Moving on,
sorry
yeah.
about that. I was just really curious.
Next is Uglu besieged, apparently. So
Mitchell.
Olgu
Mitchell.
besieged.
Olgu, for the love of God.
Ulgu.
Olgu.
Ol glue.
Fucking stroke counter.
That's not a stroke. That,
Wow, that's like 5 right off the bat.
Everyone drink a fifth of Jack for that one.
what is what? Oh yes, this is the Age of Chaos.
So nothing else really happened in the Age of Myth besides Marathi getting the souls and all that
Yeah.
jazz.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was spaced out.
Well, no, 'cause-
what did she do after she put the souls in the Mother Cauldron?
Skaithborn. She started.
Oh,
making
that's how the Skaithborn first got made. Okay.
And the Mother Cauldron is underneath Hagnar, and nobody knows actually the amount of Skaithborn that actually are like present. Because
But that is how she makes the Skaithborn.
yes,
Okay.
the Skaithborn come from there. Hence, but also there's blood. Her blood is in there as well.
Oh, and that's what they mean when they say that she prefers the Skaithborn because they are of her blood.
Yes, directly from her
Yeah,
blood.
yeah,
that
no,
make-
like literally, it was her blood used in the blood magic to give them bodies.
Doesn't that make the Skaithborn like? Does it give them any power ups compared to normal?
I mean, they hit better. And
Like
the
on
game.
like on tabletop, they hit better.
Yes.
So my question is: so if a Skaithborn has a child, is that child also a Skaithborn?
I don't
Because
think
she's that child
I
would still
don't
technically
think-
be of Marathi's blood.
I don't think Skaithborn can have children.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make
I
sense.
think they're a bit more like Stormcast. Like whenever they die, Marathi like recaptures their soul and like births them anew.
And Nagash is a fucking autistic bitch fit.
I don't think Nagash really wants Daughters of Khaine souls.
Nagash wants every fucking soul when it dies. It is specifically stated in one of his stories or one of his lore things where he has a beef with every single god in AOS because when someone dies, if the soul doesn't go to him, he takes offense. That was the whole point of the fucking vacuum cleaner war against the Skaven. When he went there and he was like Skaven knife, he was just sucking up them souls. He might not care as much as other souls, but like no, like if they die and their souls get turned back into Skaithborn, Nagash is like fucking
Yeah. So it was during this period of time, I believe after Marathi actually dedicated her time to the actual worship of Khaine and now take this with a grain of salt, please, really do. I'm pretty sure this is propaganda written by the Daughters of Khaine, is that she dedicated herself into rebuilding Khaine himself.
Yeah, that sounds like some bullshit.
So, like, there were different
Sus.
coven, like blood covens and like warband or whatever, were sent out to go find shards of Khaine.
Some different what?
Blood covens, just
Oh,
blood covens.
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 I heard
Blood
blood
covens.
covids, and I was like,
Covid.
Blood COVIDs.
What?
Blood COVID-19s.
I say covens, not covens.
well, you're wrong, but sure,
I
whatever.
understand
Moving
I'm
on.
wrong.
Yeah, see, I'm the kid who grew up reading British literature and had like horrific English grammar for a long time, and even my pronunciation is better than yours.
And with all the new souls of the Daughters of Khaine, such as like the massive amount of population boom because male sex slaves,
Hey.
and then the Skaithborn,
I feel like the Daughters of Khaine are a walking, talking like slavery is cool propaganda.
they're dark elves.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, hold on. There's dark elves that live in like the cities of Sigmar, like the free cities that like.
I believe those are the Anvilgar.
But they are dark
Yes.
elves, but they're not super fucked up, are they? I don't mean. If they are,
well-
we haven't heard anything if they are.
To be fair, how often do you hear about like basic bitch humans?
Actually, a lot. If you read the books.
But okay, you'd hear a lot about
off.
hear a lot about them. I think they're a lot more prevalent post Stormcast because that was the only army the humans had was basic bitch humans. I think after Stormcast you don't hear about them as much.
No, they're very
Yeah, actually,
Well, I know, they're very present,
lore
but like when it
books-
comes to fighting all the fucking people, it's like, why have the humans fight with the Stormcast don't die?
In these crusades of the Dominion Crusades, or the Dawnbringer Crusades is what they're called, there will be like 10,000 humans, and accompanying them will be 6 Stormcasts.
6 singular.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
So there would be 10,000 humans and just 6.
Yeah, so it's very
singular
much Space
Stormcasts.
Marine statistics.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so when we hear these battles of like whole ass storm hosts dying, that's like that battle was fucking horrible.
Yes.
Kind of what I figured, but I wasn't sure.
And with the prospering of Hagnar, I want you to imagine it very much of what's that Drakari city called?
Oh, the 40K one.
Oh,
it's like its own pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Starts with an M.
Shit.
Stop, please.
I'm sorry. Can you add 3 stroke counters for all of us?
No, because I haven't had a stroke yet. I'm just thinking.
I'm not. I'm trying to remember.
Continuing.
I don't want to look it up. Give me a second.
Continuing. So that city, very much like that city, there was always a lot of infighting with inside of it. So a lot of these like Hag Queens, Slaughter Queens and stuff like that, they would sit there and they fight back and forth to declare like, hey, like I'm scheming to become more powerful and blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's good to a point. Marathi saw that as good to a point, but it started to happen so
Kamara.
You and I both looked it up. And
I
found it
had
at
to
the same time
because I was like, I don't think it's an M, and
No.
I could not remember it.
No, I was
It's
thinking of the
Kamara.
Morach, and then I was like, that's not right.
Kamara or Kamarag, I think.
Kamarag, I say Kamarag.
Technically, that GH makes an F, so Kamarach.
Well, you can stop.
You can learn how to English.
You know what's great about English?
It's impossible to learn, so like, fuck you and your pronunciations.
Exactly.
It's Kamara.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, such as Kamaraga, how there's a lot of scheming.
Oh, that G fucks with me.
Marathi saw this as a good thing, but it literally got to the point where there was such an overpopulation, it became a bad thing because it was almost like a complete civil war. She was like,
get the fuck out of the
it's like,
city.
You get a crusade. You get a crusade.
It's
you
time to go
out."
on penitent crusades for doing nothing wrong.
Exactly. So that's how the Daughters of Khaine actually truly started to expand.
What was that one story where she like walked into a city of Sigmar and she was like, "Hello, all of the Sigmar peoples who are our allies. We're going to murder all of you and take your city."
That's Avantgarde and or Hellenheimer. We'll get to there.
but they like fucking kill everyone and take the city, right?
All of the Stormcasts were taken prisoners because she didn't want them to die because she didn't want
Sigmar to be pissy about it.
Sigmar to know about the betrayal.
Oh yeah, because Sigmar's like, "Why the fuck are all these Stormcasts? God damn it, Marathi!"
Yeah. So every single time a new crusade or like quote crusade, a new sect of the Daughters of Khaine were sent out, they were typically to a different aspect of the like to Khaine. So one would be straight up like a murder or like war. The other ones would be like stealthy assassins and stuff like that. So, but Marathi was still law. Her word was still very much of law.
Yeah.
When they were sent out, they truly believed in like the religion of just straight up Khaine.
And
But
this
no
is
matter
all-
what Marathi said, that was the law.
This is all still post godhood, right?
Pre-God.
Pre goddesshood.
Yes. And during the Age of Chaos, because this started with the Age of Chaos,
Well, Oldu also didn't get fucked with the Age of Chaos
because
realistically.
all the Skaithborn, the hint of Slaanesh was very present in Hagnar. So the Slaaneshi demons really sat there and just besieged Hagnar a lot, which Marathi actually boasts about all the time, that her Hagnar never fell.
Well, okay, I will say in everyone else's defense, even with Slaaneshi demons getting all up in Hagnar's shit, Olgu just really didn't get fucked with that much in the Age of Chaos.
Yeah, also
Because-
shadow demons and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah, because
Not especially the fact that they can basically just go shadow, and then the chaos guys are running around like, where the fuck is everything?
Well, yeah. Also, like the only one like thing I can remember about what happened during the Age of Chaos was like Archeon sent that one army to go fuck over one of Malarian cities, and then his army got fucking wombo comboed. So then fucking shit. First Demon Prince.
Be'lakor.
Be'lakor was like, yes, Archeon a bitch. I'm gonna go do it instead. And Be'lakor sent his army there, and they like fucked with the leaders of the city and got them to like fall apart and betray each other. And they took the city, and he was like, I took this city because Archeon, whack. His army, whack. His belief in the gods, whack. His armor, whack. Me, straight as fuck.
Yeah. I'm tight as fuck.
So.
Yeah. By the way, just real quick, the whole like dick fighting contest between Be'lakor and Archeon, like I'm fucking here for it.
It's because Be'lakor wants to be Archeon. He wants to. He thinks he deserves it more than Archeon.
Yeah. Except that
and
Archeon's
fucking
also
hilarious.
Like, yeah, no, because Bellacor's like, I live to serve the Chaos Gods.
No. Just like in 40K, Be'lakor wants power for himself. He just believes that he is more worthy of having all of the gifts from the gods, even though he doesn't really care for them.
But
he is like,
but then Archeon's straight up like, no, I'm here to murder the gods, but for whatever stupid reason, they keep giving me shit.
Bellacor's like, I am the strongest, I am the oldest, I am the wisest, I should have all of these gifts. Fuck Archeon, he's just a human.
Yeah.
So,
moving on.
Hagnar never fell during the Age of Chaos. That's all you need to know. And I'm sorry if anybody actually hears my burps going through.
I feel them in my soul when I sleep. They were really bad last night.
Bro, no,
I had haunt my memories.
Bro, I had to live with this man for 2 years. Like, I occasionally wake up in sweats, like, having nightmares about that shit.
My aim is quivering.
Godzilla coming through my walls, like, motherfucker.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Otherwise, you'd actually stop.
I can't stop.
Yeah, I know.
I really can't.
It's like I am acutely fucking aware. What the fuck? Me trying to like fuck with my phone. YouTube, you obviously want me to do things. I'm like, no, not really.
Oh, how much more did I get? Oh my gosh, there's so much goddamn more.
Let's keep going.
Hey. So the Oracle's Gambit helped out a great deal. Marathi really helped out. So this is another question I want to answer. Daughters of Khaine. Why are they not servants of chaos? Well, they absolutely hate chaos, even though they absolutely murder everything. But
it's for Khaine, not Khorne.
Yeah, first of all, it's for Khaine. But the second of all, they're they're one of the very few factions of Order that will answer any call.
Oh yeah, because they just love to fight, don't they?
They're like, oh yeah, you got people over there? Let's go murder them. Let's go do this now.
I am here to throw hands because they are rated E for everyone.
Exactly. So we had a question on the Discord. It's like, why are they not worshippers of chaos? It makes no sense. It's like, well,
they hate chaos.
To be fair, a bunch of them like were eaten by a chaos god, and they're probably like, yeah, fuck chaos.
Yeah.
So also, people might see them as bad, but this goes to a 3 a.m. Waffle House discussion that I had with Philip on what's the definition of good. I'm looking at it seriously. I'm about to be murdered. He was not a...
Yeah, so we
These fuckers betrayed me and let me sleep.
Well, your snoring is what woke me up.
Yeah, to be fair,
blame him because Philip had to take the couch because he went to sleep and he had to fucking take the couch and I'd been awake for like 2 fucking nights.
To be fair, I'd been awake for like 30 hours at that point, and I was like, I must sleep. And
so
then
what I'm hearing is the floor wouldn't have mattered.
40 hours.
Then we went to Waffle House at 3 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, 4 o'clock in the morning. Had a very philosophical debate about what's the definition of good.
Bro, I like barely remember that weekend. I was awake for so long. I was like, ugh.
What we came down to was the definition of good is what is based off of your culture. So like, yes,
yeah, this is something
that conversation comes right back into like the whole like I had a conversation about this with like a D&D, like a lawful good paladin in D&D. If they come from a nation where slavery is legal, to them that's lawful and good.
Yeah.
So if they see an escaped slave, it is both lawful and good to give them back to their owners.
Yeah.
But to like people who aren't from a country, that's like fucking horrible. Good is perspective. It is perspective based.
Yeah. Yes.
Just like morality. Like it's all perspective based.
So Daughters of Khaine may be seen as a bad race, and they're very not trusted among the other good races.
Guys, yeah.
They see themselves as truly good because they are first screwing over chaos. Second,
yeah, that was my thing. Is realistically any race in AOS that screws over chaos more than anyone else is kind of seen as like on our side, except for Nagash. Because Nagash fucks everyone equally.
Well, it's like going back to 40K. Nobody would say the Grey Knights are bad. Nobody says the Grey Knights are bad.
They do some fucking horrible. They do some heinous ass shit.
Well, no, I'm thinking of a very specific old lore story that like makes no fucking sense.
Is it the sisters one? Is it the sisters one?
And they basically said, "Nah, this shit's like basically retconned." But no, there's a very old Grey Knight story where they show up on a planet where there's a demon incursion, and the Grey Knights are like, "Cool, we didn't bring enough guys, so we're gonna need some extra juice. So they go to the local convent of Sisters of Battle.
And before he finishes that, these sisters have been fighting off these demons for like a month straight, haggard as fuck, straight up fucking heroes of the Imperium, giving their fucking lives to the Emperor. There's no fucking reason why they should still be alive. This planet should have fallen. It was just pure ballsy ass energy for them staying alive. They're like, yeah, man, the Grey Knight's here to save us, and then
Yeah, and so then the Grey Knights show up, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna need some more juice. So they slaughtered all of the Sisters of Battle, literally bathed their armor in their blood, and then went into battle to be more righteous. And it was just, and like technically the Grey Knights are the good guys in that story, but like
it gets in the blood of the righteous to have
even
more
like
anti-demon protection.
It's also even with the Iron Hands, because the Iron Hands sat there and was like, they see the flesh is weak, even though that's only half the quote that we learned today. By the way, do you know the full quote?
I told him.
Yeah.
I
was listening.
It was from Vulcan.
Yeah, the full quote is, the flesh is weak, but deeds endure.
Which is saying, like, you will die, but your deeds won't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Iron Hands were like, I only heard half that. Sorry, lol.
Yeah. Vulcan, make sure you do honorable things in life because they will ring throughout eternity.
Ferris Manus, cut off your limbs for robotics.
So, like, but the Iron Hands literally sat there and was like, yeah, the flesh is weak. Mm-hmm. Our home planet might be invaded, but guess what? The flesh is weak. They need to be stronger.
Yep.
So
if you lose, it's because you need to be upgraded.
Yep.
Exactly. So they literally let their home planet be invaded.
Upgrades, people. Upgrades.
And all the civilians died. So yeah.
Iron Warriors looking at the 8-year-old child that couldn't 1v1 a champion of Khorne and win. Pathetic.
I think you mean Iron Hands, bud.
Oh, what did I say?
Iron Warriors. Fuck. Which, to be fair, is something Porto Robbo would do. But
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Iron Hands were straight up like, oh, look, the 8-year-old child couldn't 1v1 a veteran of the Long War.
All I'm seeing is the meme where it's the two big old muscle dudes clapping their hands. It's like Ferris Manus and Porto Robbo clapping hands, the text on the hands, an 8-year-old who couldn't 1v1 a Chaos Demon. Pathetic. Shitting on a child who couldn't 1v1 a Bloodthirster.
As we continue back to Age of Sigmar. So Marathi actually helped out a great deal during the Necroquake. She sent a lot of her covens.
To be fair, I think she has a pretty big bone to pick with Nagash.
Yeah, he did slap her into...
He straight be gone thoughted her.
Bonk,
exactly.
go to horny jail.
So
yeah.
Also during this period of time, she yearned for godhood. And the reason why she really yearned for godhood...
Oh, so her becoming a god is like fresh.
Yes, you know the Broken Realm series?
Yeah.
She became...
Oh, that's when that happens?
So that's
Yes.
like...
Oh, so it's like... It's not even first edition. That's straight up like late second edition.
It's late second
Fuck,
edition.
so that's
Holy
like...
shit,
So her model's like new then.
Yeah.
Her god model. No,
Yeah.
she was always a snake.
She was always a snake, yes.
Oh, okay. So the model she has now
the
is...
small one, that's
new. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that model being a two-parter is new.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Because I always assumed she got godhood in like the Age of Myth or the Age of Chaos. So that was straight up not until the like deep into the Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Marathi
That wasn't until like the end of Soul Wars.
Marathi becoming a god Sigmar. Son of a bitch. Nagash. Yeah. Oh fuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she really wanted to become a god because she didn't want. She was like, well, I could have prevented a whole lot of things, and my people kind of just like didn't deserve any of that. So she was like, also she's tired of pulling the strings because she's always ruled via the shadows. Like she's always
but
like
now that's Malarion shtick.
Yes, because he is the shadow god. But now she
I am the
so night. She started to come up with a plan of how to become a goddess. And this is where the Varanite, the dick drippings come in.
Oh God!
How does it always come back to this?
Archeon's
balls
was going to use Varanite to reform herself into out of the snake form.
Wait, so she used straight chaos corruption to become a god?
She was planning on it.
So
apparently.
Varanite can reform the flesh.
Yeah, but it's inherently chaos corruption, so like it wouldn't reform it. Yeah. It would reform it. But chaos. You'd be soaked in chaos corruption.
Well, it's corruption in the same sense that like Tzeentch is the god of change. So like as long as you're mindful of the corruption, theoretically you can overcome it, especially for a sorceress of her power.
All right. I guess.
So, but there's a lot more that goes into that. So, plan number 1, get a whole lot of Varanite and bathe in it. Plan number 2, or part number 2 of this plan,
suck Archeon's dick and get some more Varanite.
Steal the Okarian lantern.
Oh, that's Teclis's lantern.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Yeah.
when the Internet Deepkin first came out, they were like, "This is our lantern." Bye.
Oh no, they didn't steal it until they left Teclis, because Teclis used it to guide them, and then he was trying to teach them. And then Teclis was like, "Oh wait, they're kind of like Slaanesh corrupted, so I'm gonna like
Kill them. Yeah.
in every sense of the word, kill them." And they were like, "Oh god, our dad's trying to murder us. Yeet time is now." And then that's when they took the lantern.
Yes. And so she had to go steal that lantern for them. And this is where kind of like the idea that Internet Deepkin and Daughters of Khaine kind of didn't like each other for a long period of time.
Yeah, she took their shit. She was like swiggity swoogie, hippity hoppity.
Because this
is dumb property.
They believed that like because the lantern was stolen, they were gonna die or something. So the entirety of the Internet Deepkin was like, it's time to go to war. So
how'd that go for them?
well, you'll learn. Case of grand betrayal. Oh yes. Time for Marathi in the case of grand larceny. That's when she stole it.
Hey kids, you want to learn about the
Grand
burning of the Library of Alexander?
Grand Theft
Alexandria?
Marathi.
So she went and stole that.
Old
And
dude's just a GTA live server.
Now you see me.
Then after that, she went and got Sigmar to help her to invade the 8 points. It's like, hey,
Can I have one more? Ocean's Marathi. Okay, Ocean's 11 was fucking glorious.
It was.
okay, sure.
Excuse me.
No, I actually really like the one where which movie is it where one of the members of the crew goes in on the casino with another guy, and the other guy like cheats him out of all of his money, and then he like is bedridden and basically comatose until like halfway through the movie.
That's a couple movies where like people get betrayed in casinos.
No, it's one of the Ocean's movies.
Oh fuck.
Is that 13?
I think.
Actually really
I
like
haven't
that
seen
one.
the Ocean movies in a long ass time.
But it's the one where they like deploy an EMP and like fuck over the entirety of Las Vegas with an EMP. Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
So
Anywho, moving on.
moving on. So Marathi sat there and got Sigmar to help to invade the 8 points, and the entire point was like the mission, quote, mission was to go defeat Archeon.
So she wanted to get in there and get Varanite, and she needed Sigmar's help because like Archeon would have pushed her shit in if she went in there by herself.
So like the entire point was to actually destroy all the Varanite. But Marathi is like, yeah, I'm destroying all this Varanite.
By taking it with me.
Swiggity swoogity, going to the Mother Cauldron.
I promise, Sigmar, this thing will totally destroy the Varanite. Also, Marathi, about to take a dope ass bath.
Yes. During that period of time, she sent her shadow stalkers.
Okay, is that a stroke? Is that a stroke?
No.
You were really struggling to pronounce she.
She.
Okay, that's a stroke. Shot.
She's.
Another stroke. Another shot.
She sent her shadow stalkers to the
Seashells. Seashells by the seashore.
It's really difficult to pronounce. Shh. It's. Lantern was stolen.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, Marathi betrayed Sigmar. Is like, oh look, we got our things. Dips.
Sigmar, why does this keep happening to me?
Yeah, it's a straight up betrayal. Stole the lantern, stole the Varanite. Marathi goes pays the mercenaries and the Olgu to go protect Hagnar. Then after the fish people realize, wow, it's actually weird saying fish people and actually them being fish people instead of having hooves, saying Tau. Since all the fish people are in the deep came, are like, huh, yes, now it's time to go attack. So Marathi is like, okay, time to do my ritual. She literally starts to take a bath in this Varanite. She goes, okay, I got the lantern. I'm in the cauldron.
I can just see.
No. She's just cracking open a nice bottle of red wine, getting out a good book.
No.
Lighting the candles.
No. What I'm
turning
saying,
on some easy, smooth jazz.
What I'm saying is she's in a bath with a little rubber duck, and then someone busts in like, Marathi, the Eden Deepkin are attacking. She's like, splish splash. Their opinion is trash.
Time to play with my little rubber ducky.
Yeah. So when the Internet Deepkin are attacking, she's performing a ritual to go and just like she's pretty much boiling her flesh off, but at the same time being transported to where Slaanesh's belly is and starts to eat the souls in her belly.
This sounds very painful.
I wouldn't classify it to be swell. It's not a swell time.
I wouldn't say it's a good time, but it might not be a bad time, but it's definitely not a good time.
Yeah. And during this period of time, because she was eating the most of the souls that were left, she was eating the Elven Kings in particular. So,
like the Elven King from the world that was?
The Elven Kings that were from the world that was.
Okay, how did Slaanesh have them?
Because she ate all the elves.
Okay, yeah, but so it's like Slaanesh had the soul of an Arion?
No, these are more of the lesser kings.
My question
Kings
is...
and titles so that we can have this nice little plot point without actually having to give them names.
Yes.
Okay.
And one of these kings actually sat there and was very magically potent or psychically. She, in all honesty, did a psychic attack on Marathi. And if this one particular king, not named, it was that particular king that actually split Marathi into two.
Okay, so like that's an Arion.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, I can't stay quiet. That it's just kind of bullshit. Because like, oh yeah, she has all these Elven Kings, and it's like, okay, did you eat them? No, they're just already dead. Okay, but like, how then?
No, she ate them.
So these were kings that were alive.
No, these are kings, souls of kings in Slaanesh's belly.
I think the confusion is that we've already had the bit where like they released a bunch of the souls from Slaanesh.
Not all the souls. Though.
Yeah, that's the clarification. It's not all the souls came out.
Not all the souls could be gotten out because the internet took the
my question is, where did she get these Elven King souls from? The world it was, right?
Slaanesh did, yes.
Okay, so when Slaanesh got all of the souls from the world that was, that's because she ate all of the elves that died during the end times.
Yep.
So were these kings alive during the end times?
Probably.
That's the implication.
Okay, I asked that and you're like, no, they're dead. And I'm like, then it makes no fucking sense if she was eating dead souls that were already with the elven gods.
I think we got confused as to who you were referencing as to who had the souls.
That was my question. I was like, what the fuck do you mean she ate dead souls? How the fuck did she get them?
Because I heard you say, yeah, she's eating Elven Kings. I was like, yeah, but they're dead.
That was my question. I was like, okay, so like what? She could just like reach into like the dead elven souls that have been dead for thousands of years and be like, oh my god, just eat that shit. And I was like, okay, so like she ate an Arion, which is like a big fucking deal.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay,
it's not.
It makes more sense if it was just the Elven Kings that were alive during end time. That makes a lot more sense.
Yes, but one of them was potent enough to split her in half.
Right.
It was a psychic attack, really. You okay there, buddy?
He split her in half.
Oh god damn it! the big peepee.
Could you go give me my gin?
I think you just need the squirt bottle.
Stop it. Shh, no.
So there's this whole entire battle. The fish people are actually winning the battle for the long period of time.
But Mitchell, do you have any emotional support crack in this house? Gonna need some emotional support crack.
This is not a crack house. This is a crack home. Thank you very much.
Oh, speaking of which, there's a new episode of This Old Crack House.
I know. I watched it already.
Oh, you bitch!
Oh, is there? Oh,
yeah.
I need to see it.
We'll watch it afterwards.
So fish people are winning the battle. Then Marathi is like,
wait.
oh. Did you hear that?
Yeah, was that somebody outside?
I think it was somebody outside.
Oh, okay. No, I heard somebody like talking, and I was like, whose phone is like?
Get the cat.
Marathi then exploded from the mother cauldron. What's actually?
Okay, so was the splitting her in half a bad thing for her?
Honestly, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because it split her power, didn't it?
Did she manage to eat that king?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she still got him, but he fucked her up.
Yes.
Stop it. Get some help.
No, where's the fun in that?
Me not beating your ass with a fucking stick.
The mother cauldron is damaged now, by the way. Like, it is cracked. It's like it's said that she exploded from it, but I'm like, sure, what is the explosion from it? How is it just the mother cauldron cracked when she exploded? I'm assuming
it was just like a lot of magical power just damaged it, basically.
Yeah. And then she went up and just like, I'm a god. I'm a goddess or god, whatever you want to call it now.
I am of the divine now.
Yes, I am of the divine now, and just went up to who is that person's name? Orkin Lantern? No, not Orkin Lantern. Who is the? Who is the leader of the Internet Deepkin?
Oh shit.
That's a good fucking question.
Volturnus.
Big Daddy Fishman.
Aspect of the sea.
Volturnals.
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 Yeah, Volturnals.
Or it's close enough. It's an NOS, so technically that's like NOS, but it's like Volturnos. It's kind of weird.
Went up and was like,
Volturnos.
I win this battle now. You understand? And he went,
Oh fuck.
and she was like, here's some souls.
Trade you some souls if you fuck off. I will pay you in souls to fuck off. I'll give you 100 souls to fuck off.
So you know how Volturnus was the actual last like Silthani? Like the actual last like original form of the elves of the Daughters of Khaine.
What else?
The Internet Deepkin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So she gave him more. He's no longer just the original.
Yeah, that's right. Like, a bunch of the OG ones died, so he's like the only OG left.
Yeah,
he was like
cool.
my brothers, and he just fucking fucked off with them.
Yes. So that now there is more. So there you go.
Because being the originals, they were really powerful, right?
Yes.
The originals are like they were just much more potent than the ones that were born after.
It's like the comparison between Firstborn and Primaris.
Scythes. Cythai.
Sathay.
Sathay.
What's
Scythe?
the context of this?
That's what it's called. That's the race or the
the Sathai, yeah.
Sathai, yes. So yeah.
Jacob got his emotional support cat.
Oh, it's my emotional
I have
support
my
cat.
emotional support.
Yeah, it might live with you, Mitchell. That is not your emotional support cat.
I'm the one that feeds him. So yeah, that's how Marathi became a god.
Nice.
Want to hear about the fall of Avangard?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's really no reason for it to happen at the moment. It's just like Marathi attacked. All the Stormcast were taken alive. No apparent reason why she did it.
Thought she attacked the city so she could just have like a city.
I think it may have just been to have a foothold in what's the realm of metal?
Shamon,
yeah.
Or Chamon. I think it's pronounced Shamon though, because that ch makes a sh noise, right?
So,
Shimon sounds better.
No, not realm of metal, realm of fire. Akshi.
Oh, Akshi.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's Akshi.
It's Akshi.
Yes, Akshi. I'm like,
yeah, because like the entire first part of the Age of Sigmar starts and it happens in Akshi.
There is no
everything good and bad happens in Akshi.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason why she took like this city, Avangard, Anvil Guard, in Akshi. It's like there's like I took it to take it, and that's about it. Stormcast didn't die. One of the Stormcasts actually escaped and sat there and told Sigmar, and Sigmar got angry. That's really about it.
Wow, amazing.
Whoa, yay.
Guys, the cat give me licks. It make me happy.
The cat gives everybody licks. You're not special.
Okay, it still makes me happy, Mitchell.
Okay. Any questions so far?
No. Lore sounded good. How much lore do you have left? Because we should probably talk about some units. It's a lot of flippy pages.
Oh, well, like all these pages don't matter. It's until you get to the notes back that matters. I can go over what happened in the Age of Myth, which was the expansion of Hagnar, which is Daughters of Khaine spread their religion. The Blood Strife, which was the growing pains of all the constant blood feud, or like constant feuds between all the Slaughter Queens and Hag Queens. The power to rival Hagnar, which is Keithnar, or Keltnar, which is, if you're wondering, is the... You know how there's dark elves in Japanese anime and how they're all of the brown skin tone?
Yeah.
That's Keithnar. Keltnar. They're your
Dark skinned snake ladies.
yeah, they're your anime dark elves.
Because most dark elves are just like hella pale, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like according to most Western inclinations, it's like if you're a dark elf, you live underground, which means you're pasty as fuck. Whereas like if you look at Japanese anime, it's like dark elves, you mean literally dark.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Like actually dark skinned.
Fun fact about these is that they absolutely hate chaos because when they were formed, they sat there like, why are we constantly being invaded by chaos? Fragmented god, although they're secretly known to possess the surviving shard. Marathi actually possesses the only surviving shard of Khaine.
I thought she'd sent them out to collect all the shards, and they'd found all the shards but the heart, and then she just didn't tell anybody that she had the heart.
No,
okay.
As far as
is it the other way around?
As far as we're aware, the heart
she
is
sent
the
them
only
out
shard that like still like is.
She sent them
alive.
out on a futile quest.
Oh, she knows the
'cause
other shards can't be found?
Yes.
Because they're just destroyed, right? Or are they like in their own chaos?
She has the only shard.
What happened to the other ones? Like, why are they destroyed?
I don't know. Probably in space.
That's fair.
The world did explode.
That is fair.
The Age of Chaos, the Cathar Dwell, Treacherous Valleys. You know that. Oh yeah, Lucius the Keeper, a greater demon, was constantly going against Hagnar.
Is that a keeper of secrets? I feel like that's a keeper of secrets, and I feel like he's very important.
It says greater demon, who claims to be Slanesh's reborn.
Oh, yeah, that's that big keeper secret that claim.
Luxius. Yeah, no, he's basically the leader of the forces of Slaanesh.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool dude.
The first Calican Coven, I want to go Spanish in this, Calic.
That's more Gaelic. It's Caelach.
Caelach, yeah.
Calic Coven. This is the first time ever that
I think it's technically
this
Caelach.
was a battle tithe where all
a battle what?
Battle tithe or like
Tithe, like the bone tithe.
Like the bone tithe. Yes.
Okay.
Like where every single since I believe Hagnar he needed help. Or with Lucius assaulting nearing Hagnar, Luxius assaulting Hagnar, every single coven that existed had to provide troops, pretty much.
Okay. So it's just basically a massive drafting of all of the forces of the Daughters of Khaine.
Yes. And then there's a really big blood feud that I really don't want to go into at the moment. There's a pretty cool quote at the end of it, but
well, who is this blood feud between?
The High Oracle command Hag Queen Tirathi of the Kraith and the Crimson retrieve the Crimson of the dagger. What the hell? I don't remember this too much, and I read this for like 6 hours for some reason. Yeah, we're not going over that.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, this is a lot of talking. My voice is losing. How long have we been going? Hour and 32. Hey guys, any questions you want answered at the moment before I continue?
Yeah, who's Marathi?
Philip, what the hell?
Who's this Slaanesh guy? He sounds pretty gay.
Yeah. Bro, that's literally Slaanesh. I don't know what to tell you.
Gotta be honest, Slanesh is
no,
pretty gay.
I mean, I've been asking my questions as we've been going, so no, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Giganda, continue on.
Okay, going on to the Age of Sigmar. Unexpected. During the period of time when it first started, Stormcast Eternal sat there and was like, "Oh yeah, we're here to fight chaos." And Daughters of Khaine were like, okay, cool beans, because we were about to all die. Yes, although Marathi was able to hold off the Daughters, the forces of Slaanesh for the longest period of time, she knew it was a losing battle over the period of time. So she was very fortunate to have Daughters of Khaine constantly come in. Okay, going through, Okay,
We're back.
we're back from a small 10-minute break. But to really keep things short, the really major thing that happens in the Age of Sigmar is Amelgard was taken from City to Sigmar, and Marathi became a god. That's really about what you really need to know in the Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, we took a small break just to kind of like give our voices a break because we're kind of scratchy, and we're looking back through it. It's like, yeah, nothing really important happened.
Yeah, nothing too much.
We've hit the main points.
And when it comes to the War Covens, which is the next thing we're going to be talking about, which is the main structure of the Daughters of Khaine, all you need to know, here's really the big thing. Top dog. Marathi. Not Khaine, it's Marathi. And then you have her high priestesses, okay? You have the Slaughter and Hag Queens.
And their importance depends on the coven, right? Because sometimes Slaughter Queens are better than Hag Queens, and for others, Hag Queens are better than Slaughter Queens.
Yes. Slaughter Queens, I believe, are more of like, they're the ones that are actually fighting in the battle, and they're... So we had another question. This is a question I'm also answering. Why do the Daughters of Khaine only wear bikinis in battle?
They're protected by their sexiness, I'm assuming.
No. Fun fact, they love the feel of the gore
on their skin.
So,
alrighty then.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So it is more of a thing of they rely on their agility as their armor.
Gotcha.
Like wearing armor would slow them down, which would be an active hindrance.
Yeah. Also, they prefer to feel the blood on them because that makes them closer to Khaine. So, there's your answer.
Hot.
Yes, truly. If you're onto that type of stuff. After the High Priestesses, then you go into two different things. You have your Scaithborn and your Sisterhood of Blood, which your Sisterhood of Blood is just really your normal elves. You're sitting there, you have your Witch Elves, your Sisters of Slaughter,
those are like the naturally born elves. The Scaithborn are the ones that are pulled directly from Slaanesh.
Yes, which are, the Flyers and Snake Ladies. Now, the Iron Heart of Khaine. This is what I was going to go into. It's thought to be Khaine is dead, but it's still that very cyclical thing. So that really brings into a good thing, a really good. I had a stroke counter.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Take a shot.
A really good idea of the future of like it gives Games Workshop a get out of jail free card. It was like, hey, look, we need something to fight the Daughters of Khaine. Why not have them be in a civil war with Khaine and Marathi? Because Khaine is not dead. Khaine is dead, but not dead. If that makes sense. His Iron Heart is beating.
It doesn't, and that's why it makes sense.
Yes. That's all you need to know about Khaine, because he's dead but not dead. He's not playing a major part, but he's slowly regaining his power because the elven gods are very cyclical. Then we're going to go into like the major, what the hell these are actually called, covens, the clans, whatever they're called.
The Covenites, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, the Khainite strongholds. So Hagnar is by far the largest of them all. They're kind of what you would imagine to be the, hey, look, I am the poster boy of the Daughters of Khaine. I live in Hagnar. Whoopity-doo, okay? They're not really the poster boys. They're not actually seen too much. It's what's actually seen a lot more is the Drachi Ganeth.
I'm proud of you, son.
Drachi Ganeth?
Druchi, maybe?
No, it's not Druchi.
It's
Drachi
Ganeth, yeah.
Hey,
something like that.
I'm proud of you, son.
I did it. These are actually more of your straight
Foot soldiers.
They're not in Hagnar because the Hagnar are stayed closer to Hagnar. The Drachi Ganeth are more of like, hey, we're not in Hagnar, but we love killing.
That's fair.
And they straight up are just more about the murder aspect. They're like, they prefer going for the head. Like, the best kill is a beheading.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Which head?
Could you stop? And then you have the Kraith. The Kraith are they're a nomadic tribe, I believe.
Are these like different tribes, or are these like the troops?
Khainite strongholds.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I really remember these. And do you ever have that blank feeling of like, wow, I studied for this test, but now let me forget everything in the middle of the test.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm right there with you, bud.
Oh, the Kraith are a nomadic Khainite stronghold. They sit there and go like, there is no point to have a shrine because the shrine is the battlefield.
That makes sense.
Yeah. The Kaleborn are the stealthy aspect of Khaine, so they're like, yes, I'm an assassin. Let me just hide in these shadows and, ooh, yeah, stab in your side and run away real quick type of thing. Morathi relies on these to take care of people that are, these are her KGB agents, really. Keltnar are the people who really hate chaos because they're the ones constantly sitting there being besieged upon chaos. But they are, I believe, the second most numerous after Hagnar.
Oh, wow, okay.
And these are your typical, like, your Japanese dark elves instead of your, Tolkien dark elves. And Xanthar Kai are all... Really, those are just all your snake ladies and flyers.
The Xanthar Kai, the snake ladies?
Yeah.
And the flying ladies?
Yeah. Then we already covered everything that we need to know about Morathi. So now we're going to go over mainly the troops. So we have queens and cauldrons. So what you want to know about the slaughter queens is they like to really slaughter in the battlefield.
Who would have thought?
Really?
But the hag queens,
What?
the hag queens are mainly going to be always on cauldrons, which is really interesting because they have blood cauldrons, or they make this thing called witch's brew, which is made from the blood of slaughter queens when they die in battle.
The cauldron are like those gigantic. The cauldron are those like gigantic carts that have like the statue of Khaine on it, T-posing for dominance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make this note about the cauldrons actually. So it is all these cauldrons and are like, I forget. All these cauldrons are actually linked to the mother cauldron. So they are only made underneath Hagnar by like Morathi and her like most trusted agents. And these cauldrons actually never overflow, which is like stated something about king, but in reality, all the blood that's supposed to be overflowed goes to the mother cauldron.
Oh, so the mother cauldron's fixed. Like it didn't like die whenever Morathi was born.
Well, no, it's cracked. It's not broken.
So it's permanently
It's
cracked?
damaged. It's
Okay.
damaged, but not completely broken. Yes. So you have your witch elves. Your witch elves are going to be your typical, like, hey, yes, I really like murder, but they're not your gladiatorial because apparently what I completely forgot to say is like Daughters of Khaine love gladiators.
Oh, they're kind of like Drukhari in that sense. They love gladiatorial combat.
Yes, but your witch elves, they're straight up just
Murder.
But your sisters of slaughter, you're gladiators.
Okay.
Which they're still about that murder, but they're more real.
But they're more like one-on-one
They
combat.
like to murder with an audience.
Yes.
Yeah. They like to show off.
They
enjoy when they have an audience.
Your Blood Rack sorcerers are really interesting because they are your, I believe, sisters. They're. Let me just go back a page here. Your witch elves that have become such a like high renown that they get like bitten by a snake from Morathi's hair, really, and they get turned into a Medusa.
Oh, but it's only like the most beautiful, right?
Not the most beautiful, the most renowned.
Okay.
Really, like the ones
You
that
really have to demonstrate your devotion to corn.
Yes.
Khaine.
Same thing.
Tomato.
Yeah. Same tomato.
So, and they're really well known. Like, it's still like, it's your typical Greek Medusa, stare and turn people into stone, do that, all that. But they're they turn to be magically potent as well.
Okay. Gotcha.
Hence why they become wizards.
Gotcha.
If you actually look at the battle tome. Your Melusai are all your snake ladies that are made from
Like from birth as snake ladies?
From birth as snake ladies. They come from the mother cauldron. They sit there, have the blood of Morathi inside of them and everything. The iron scales of the Melusai are known to be like they're more fierce and more like intelligent. They're typically like their generals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so these are like characters. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So Iron Scales is a title, not like a...
And Now, when it comes to like the Melusai, there's more than like 2, because you have your Blood Sisters and your Blood Stalkers and Blood Sisters. Those are your 2 most well known, which is bow snakes and spear snakes.
Okay.
There's definitely more, but those are that's Games Workshop giving them the ability to make more snake lady models, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
You have your
All hail the snake lady meta.
yes. There's a lot then what is out of that.
Oh man, was that a stroke? Was that a stroke?
No.
I heard that.
No, this is my voice getting really tired now.
Yeah.
Anything that's not part of that is really going to be either your Kanari, which is your other Skaithborn, which are your winged ladies, or you're going to have your Agents of the Shadow, which are going to be like your Doomfire Warlocks, which are actually the male form of the military.
Yeah.
They raid horses. They're apparently magically potent and stuff like that. You also have your K-Knight Shadowstalkers, which actually, if they're kind of like directly the underhand of Marathi. They're like, hey, I need this done. Go get it done now, type of thing.
So these are like her most trusted aides and servants.
Yes. And I really think that's just about everything. Any questions, guys?
I'm good.
No, I think you've done a pretty good job explaining this. We had to skip over a little bit of stuff in like what happened in Age of Sigmar because it wasn't really important. And but yeah, I think that more or less.
Can you show me how many strokes I've had? I'm not gonna tell them.
No.
I'm not gonna tell them because they get to have a guess.
They could have a guess. Can I see it?
That's a lot less than I thought I was actually gonna have.
I mean, it's up there, but it's not near as bad. I'm proud of you. You were
Thank
working on your
you.
strokes. Like, it's still not great, but it's not horrible.
Thank you. This is a lot more information to cover than I really thought it was ever going to be.
I mean, we didn't expect that Seraphon episode to be 2 hours long, but man, like when we do these breakdowns, man, like, they fucking go.
We're learning. We got to be like, I studied this for 6 hours.
Yeah.
So
Right, we're okay. So we have a little bit of time left. This is the end of the episode.
Malal.
You have like 5 minutes.
Oh man. So like Malal fucking okay.
And this is a 40K thing, right? Or is it both?
No, it's fantasy.
Oh, okay.
So back when Warhammer Fantasy was a thing, Games Workshop was going to have this whole host of minor chaos gods.
Well, to be fair, we at least back in fantasy we did have a little bit of minor gods because like the chaos dwarves were directly worshiping a minor chaos god.
Yeah,
was
but
their
it's
shtick.
not that big a deal. So what I mean is like they were going to have like a whole ass pantheon of minor chaos gods, and they were going to be a lot bigger deal. And it was going to basically be a way for them to introduce new characters and new factions into the storyline. So one of the first ones they were going to do was a character named, or a chaos god named Malal. And, oh man, okay. So they commissioned a artist / author, a comic artist author and I forget whether it was one guy or if it was a duo.
I think it was one guy.
Yeah. I forget whether it was an author artist or a artist and a author. But anyway, the point being, they commissioned a story about a servant of Malal. And that's how they were going to introduce Malal, is through this comic and yada, yada, yada. The issue is that, like, if I remember correctly, Games Workshop didn't actually want to pay them.
Didn't pay him, yeah. Straight up didn't fucking pay him.
But part of their contract was that the creators retained the rights to the story. So Games Workshop was like, oh yeah, we're just not gonna pay you. And they were like, cool, you're not getting your Chaos God.
GW tried to like pull a sneaky one and got fucked by their own contract. They didn't read their own fine print.
Yeah, basically.
But this is back in like the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. This is back when GW was baby company. And they're like, let's be scummy, and they got bitch slapped by it. And they're like, okay, maybe let's not be scummy because that like didn't work out for us.
But yeah, and literally that like led to a whole thing where they just ended up shelving the entire like minor Chaos God project.
If I remember correctly, that guy took that god and like went and like made his own IP or something like that with it. He went off.
He took it to like D&D or something.
Yeah, he fucked off and made like his own shit with it.
Yeah, and yeah, he like sold it and made buku money off of it. But yeah, Games Workshop was just like, oh well, that's like not fair, and it's like, pay your fucking people then.
It's like, yeah, don't be scummy. But pay your guys.
But that's why they have a lot of what people consider like really scummy practices these days. Because whenever you go, like if you're a sculptor and you want to apply to Games Workshop, you have to send them a sculpt, and Games Workshop gets to keep the sculpt regardless of whether or not they hire you. And it's because of it's basically all dates back to this issue with the whole Malal thing.
Yeah, it's basically here we're scummy because we tried to be scummy once, we got fucked by it. So now we're being super scummy because we're burnt.
Now now we're going scummy in the opposite direction.
Yeah, we're scummier now because we tried to be scummy and failed, and we're salty about it. So in order to like the backlash is to be scummier. Yeah, it's basically how it goes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, but it's just another story of like, wow, can you people just like not be head ass for 3 seconds?
Unacceptable.
All right.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode, guys.
I'm sorry that we're all dead on the inside.
Everyone give Mitchell a round of applause for like his face not fucking exploding.
Yeah, go me.
And last but not least, just remember, guys, get your submissions in
Saturday
before by 11:59.
Before midnight.
Before midnight on Saturday, Central Time.
Yep. Just get it in by Friday.
Just get it.
You don't have to worry about it.
Get it in by Friday. You don't gotta fucking worry about time zones. But yeah, nope. Love you guys. We'll see y'all.
See y'all on the flip.
See y'all in 2 weeks, and we'll probably put a post.
Well, yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Are we going back to we're just going from 2 weeks from here instead of just doing it next week?
No,
dude, I would.
I had to drive out here twice this weekend alone.
No, but gas is so fucking bad right now. Like, unless the Discord throws an absolute bitch fit, don't do that. Just on principle, you fuckers. Gas is so bad. But yeah, no. So 2 weeks, and yeah.
Not to mention that'll let us spend all day next weekend actually picking who we want.
It's random.
We're randomizing it. So yeah, but
realistically, if there's less than 20 of you guys, we're rolling a d20.
Yep. We're picking names and rolling dice.
Yep. All right. Well, see you fuckers later. Peace.
Have a nice day.
Deuces.